Hi there, this is the story of QBTS, or D-Wave Quantum. Right now the market cap is about 5.3 billion and the stock price, as you probably know, went up from $1 to $17, over $17. So 17x in less than 1 year. Great performance. And now the next question is still QBTS a great buy at the current level? And the answer, you will find it in this box. During this video, I'll open the box and you'll find the answer here. And to understand that answer, you have to look at their business and what they plan to do. If you look at the revenue over the last 3 years, and more recently Q1 2025, yes, you see a small increase, then almost a double in Q1 2025. For instance, 7 million in 2022, 8.7 million in 2023, 8.8 million in 2024. But when you compare the revenue with the current market cap over 5 billion, 5.3 billion, doesn't make any sense. I mean, the stock price is way overvalued, right? Even if you look at the revenue from Q1, 15 million, and let's say for the entire year 2025, they might generate 60 million. If they can deliver this. Still, doesn't justify this high market cap over 5 billion. And if you look at their earnings, guess what? No profits, only losses. A loss of 50 million in 2022, a loss over 82 million in 2023, a loss over 140 million in 2024. And for Q1, they succeeded to reduce their losses. But still, they have no profits. They are not profitable. Now, maybe they have some value on their balance sheet. If you look at their cash position, 300 million and debt 30 million. Still, compare 300 million with the current market cap, it doesn't make any sense. And by the way, mark my words, save this video, and you'll see that my prediction is the stock price from this level, $17, will go down quite a lot. Save this video, and after 1 year, you will see that my prediction will come true. Just save this video. Now, to understand this business, because maybe I may be wrong, to understand this business, you have to look at what they do, what they sell, right? The revenue comes from hardware sales, 50%, quantum computing as a service, 40%, imagine as a cloud, but they offer quantum services, and professional services, 15%, and then they have government and research contracts, which represents about 10% for their revenue. Now, you also have to understand why the revenue went up in Q1. Because they have a contract with Jülich Supercomputer Center from Germany to sell them hardware, quantum hardware. And that contract was about 12.6 million. And if you look at the revenue, 50 million is justified. That's why you see that increase. So to continue to report higher and higher revenue, they need more contracts like this to deliver their hardware sales. And then other contracts. This is the first thing. So I predict that the revenue won't be that high for the rest of the year. Of course, if they announce other contracts, they might deliver more than or around 60 million in revenue for the full year 2025. And the other services, for the moment, they don't have any big contracts. Now, if you look at the number of shares, this is another important fact to watch. 110 million 2022, 150, 230, and more recently 290. You can see that the number of shares has doubled in the last 3 years. That means dilution. Investors lost half of their value. For the moment, you don't see it in the stock price. Because there is this trend, quantum computing. Big news out there, and the market is way optimistic about this industry. And on top of this, yes, they have increased the number of shares, the CEO sold his own shares. So this is another thing to look at. Why the CEO sold his shares? If he believes that the stock price will go up even higher from this level, then he shouldn't buy more. But no, he sold more shares. Now, for those of you who are invested in quantum, especially D-Wave Quantum, this company, QBTS, or you are planning to invest in it, tell me, what does it mean, quantum annealing? Let me know in the comments. What does it mean, quantum annealing? Because if you don't know this answer, you invest in this company like a fool. I mean, without doing the research, your own research. What does it mean, quantum annealing? Well, first of all, quantum annealing is a type of architecture for quantum, right? There are different architectures out there because D-Wave Quantum is not alone. They compete with other companies, right? And quantum annealing means a method to find the best way to optimization. And more recently, they announced 40%, an increase of 40% in energy scale and 75% noise reduction. But this is only available for their architecture. The big problem for quantum is this, noise. And the higher this noise reduction goes, the better for that architecture. Now, they also announced that this new breakthrough is much superior and better for performance in AI tasks. Now, everybody uses this word, AI, to attract more investors. But if their architecture is so great, the best, if they say they are the best for AI tasks, why most companies go to NVIDIA to buy their GPUs and not go into D-Wave Quantum, QBTS, to buy their quantum computing, right? Why they don't do that? Ask that question. Because this type of architecture is still in the early stage. They are at the beginning. They haven't achieved that optimization. I mean, to expand, to have a large scale, that their hardware is the best fit for AI tasks. For the moment, they offer their hardware and services to researchers. And Jülich Supercomputer Center is another research center. So don't get confused. You might not agree with me. I understand that. Just look at my past predictions and you'll see that most of them came true. And this will be the next one. Don't get fooled. I mean, they'll try to attract you to invest in this company at high prices so that they can exit, to take your money by selling shares, having dilution, and at the end, you will have a massive decline. So be very, very careful with this company, especially right now in this industry, quantum computing. For the moment, it's way overvalued. I mean, if you want to invest, anytime you want to invest in a company, you have to think of one thing. You need to have an ace up your sleeve. Because if you don't have an ace, you have no advantage compared to other investors. And trying to make a profit, the current valuation, is like playing roulette. You spin the wheel, and if the wheel says, let's say red, a decline, black, an increase. So the wheel says a decline of 8% in the next 40 days. By the way, if this comes true, you take all my money from my subscription, Titan, where you can also have access to my Portfolio Plus and investing course. So this is as a bonus. stock prediction challenge. By the way, you can also submit your prediction. You predict that QBTS will increase by, 100% in the next 40 days. If your prediction comes true, you take all my money from all members. It's for you, via gift card. So this is a great deal. And now, to open the box, and I hope you will understand the answer, is that right now, QBTS is not a great investment. Because of the valuation is way too high, you also have the risk of dilution, and also competition. Because there are other players out there that try to win with their own architecture. Yes, the market cap from this level in the short term may increase, there is no doubt. You may have, yes, maybe a double in the best case scenario, the 2x. But in the long term, my prediction is this: the price will decline a lot. Now it's up to you if you want to go into this investment. Take the risk. As I said, it's like a ticking bomb waiting to explode, only if the stock price will go down. So it's up to you. If you want great investment ideas, have an ace up your sleeve, as I said, go to my profile, press join, and there you have access to my portfolio, where I invest in great businesses with a marginal safety that will deliver you higher returns than QBTS. So that's it for this video. And if you have other questions, please let me know in the comments.